What's up, y'all? This is week 1 Labor Day special podcast for the beginning of the season. I'm your commissioner, Aaron Smith. Join with me, of course, my co-commissioner, Mr. Kyle Moorfield, king of Tuner Daubers.
Ba-bam!
So this is week 1. We're going to get right into it because we got a lot of things to cover this week.
Who's ready to deal?
I'm ready to deal, obviously. I'm always ready to deal because I got 3 deals pulled already. 2 of them significant, 1 of them but work with me here. I'm ready to deal. Send me some deals.
Trades have begun. I haven't got any trades on the site. I have got a 1 phone call of a trade offer. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't something I was interested in. Wanted to help my team. But anything can happen. Send them out. Fish a little bit. See what people are interested in. You never know what you get back.
I've actually sent this guy a couple trade offers, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Arian Foster.
Yeah. That was probably via text message.
Yeah.
Let's recap the draft. It's been a while since the draft has happened. What do you think of the draft?
I thought the draft went real well. We had a couple things that happened in the draft we're going to go over real quick, and it was kind of funny. But the draft went well. Everybody showed up on time except for
The Crushers!
Every year this guy can't seem to make it, and he lives in Liberty.
And what you talking about, Hillis, I believe?
What you talking about, Hillis? What you doing sleeping till 4 o'clock? What you talking about sleeping till 4 o'clock? That should be your name. I slept till 4 o'clock and was late to the draft.
We do need to welcome a few people to the league. We got Notre Dame Nation.
And Notre Dame Nation, I see you sent a tweet out rooting on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Congrats.
The Foz.
The Foz. I like that name because it's kind of I don't know how to explain. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, a little mystery behind it.
But it's cool.
Try to figure that out. And also we got Lethal Weapons.
Lethal Weapons. They came in. They got their guns blazing. Click on their team name. You'll see a picture of 2 guys drowning.
Yeah.
Might be y'all.
Oh, man. We also had some incidents in the draft. Fitz?
Some instances in this draft. I don't know. Fitz was so excited he took Ray Rice in the first round. I don't know why he did that. But to make it worse, he then proceeded to call out LaShawn McCoy in the second round when it wasn't his turn.
So Chad jumped in there, took LaShawn McCoy from him, so he didn't get those 2 massive running backs he was looking for.
Which he would have probably went there at that spot anyway. Fitz, next time you come to the draft, pay attention to what's going on here. It's not your turn, sir.
Speaking of Chad and his draft and what he did.
Chad, I don't know what he was thinking, but he, for some reason, decided that he wasn't ready to make his pick, so he allowed 3 other people make picks once his time expired. What the hell is going on here, dude?
In your own words,
sounds like to me you need more than one partner to get y'all's draft board straight.
Shouldn't have called somebody out for not having picks ready.
There you go.
The Walmart greeters?
Walmart greeters, for some reason, took Andrew Luck in the 3rd round, and then Power Light took RG3 in the 3rd round. Now, when I was entering these drafts, I noticed that there was quite a few better people that was out there during those picks. So I hope those work out for you, though, because that's a bold statement.
Yeah, they're looking for the Glam Cam, the Cam Newton pick of last year.
RG3 might be it. Andrew Luck might be it.
Maybe they don't.
Yeah, that's good.
Time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that the drafts have been taking place, everybody's got their team set out. We're going to go over the conferences, kind of pick who we think is going to be the better in the conferences, who's going to make the playoffs, and how the season may unfold for some of you lucky people. Start out with All-Pro, All-Pro division.
This is basically our breakdown of the top teams and just some projections, some ideas of what we got on how the teams are today. So this is how I got the All-Pro conference. The top 4 teams in that conference are Killer Bees, Colossal Connection, Hardcore, and P&L in my opinion.
Wow, we're dead set here. We didn't even compare these beforehand. I've got Midwest Division, the Killer Bees winning that, Dirty South Division, Power and Light winning that, Colossal Connection and Hardcore getting the wild cards, making the playoffs.
I don't really know who's going to get wild cards or whatnot. I'm just kind of picking the top 4 power ranks based on that.
Well, Colossal Connection, we'll see if they learned a lesson from last year.
They haven't. Look, they still got 26 people on their roster. They made no pickups yet.
Well, hey, we'll see. Maybe there's nobody there. Maybe they're going to work the trade lines this year.
No.
All right, AFC.
My AFC top 4 power teams are LeVar's Legends, the Ball So Hard team, or 6165 show, or Miglick and whoever.
Yeah.
HLR, of course, because I don't pick against myself. And the Tuner Daubers gets in the top 4.
Yeah. I've got 6165 show as well. I think they got a decent team. The Tuner Daubers as well. HLR, do like HLR team. Think he's going to get that one into the playoffs this year. And LeVar's Legends coming out from nowhere. I think they got a good team. Let's see if they can, do anything with it throughout the season.
Congrats.
Make sure that it stays in that.
Congratulations to LeVar Legends. You guys had a hell of a draft. I was surprised after I got home and entered your draft and realized how good of a draft you really had. You left the draft with no holes. Not a lot of teams can say that. So good job on drafting.
Very good. Move on to the NFC.
The NFC, I got the top 4 is, of course, do you believe in magic?
Scooby-Dooby-Doo-Wop.
Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo-Wop. Yeah, magic. Pop the collar. And Notre Dame Nation steps in. A newbie. I'm giving you a vote of confidence. I liked what you did in the draft. You're in the top 4, in my opinion, in that conference. Blood, sweat, and beers, you're in the top 4. And balls out somehow, makes a run, gets there. He missed last year, but I think he'll be there this year.
I'm going to go with do you believe in magic as well. I think both your teams are going to get in the playoffs this year. Kind of get revenge for last season.
Oh, yeah.
Blood, sweat, and queers. I mean, blood, sweat, and beers. I think you're also going to make the playoffs. I think you got a division winner possibly
if they put the beer down.
And fear fits. I think you may slide in there. You may not get taken in a trade this year.
I think he better
Just
get
a
taken.
Possibility.
He better get taken to get in the playoffs because he
you
got some
can't
holes.
get screwed over on so many trades every single year. One of them's going to work out.
Okay.
And then follow that up with Bohica.
You joking? Bohica, I'm going to kick that ass.
Bohica's not playing me this year, so he can't get whitewashed twice. That's 2 losses
man.
he's going to get back and possibly get wins from. So without me on the schedule, helps him out.
He getting a loss this week, Bohica. $50 bet on that. You got it.
Now, the grandest of them all, the Super Bowl. Do you have a Super Bowl matchup?
I do have a Super Bowl matchup. I want to first break down my wild cards. The teams I feel like are going to fight for the Super wild card, that is the Shawshankers, Gooder, Pain Inc., Oklahoma, and Bohica. I did give you a vote of confidence for that. In the Super Bowl, I think that it's going to be breezy, and it's going to be Rodgers, and it's going to be HLR against the Magic. Oh, baby.
Wow. Can you imagine both teams making it to the Super Bowl?
I can't.
Now, as the co-commissioner, I have agreed with you on one of them. Do you believe in magic? But I don't have you going against the HLR team.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence anyway.
But I do have you going against the Tuna Daubers. Bam! Yeah.
The commissioners rule this league. We're going to go to the Super Bowl together?
We're taking this league back.
Wow.
It's going to come back straight to the commissioners. The rest of you guys,
We'll get your tax paper ready for the end of the season, by the way.
Yeah.
Donation.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Now, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves there with playoffs and all that stuff.
Playoffs.
But you know where it starts? Week 1.
Week 1 matchups.
Week 1 matchups.
That's
Let's go straight to them. You guys want to know who's going to win Week 1.
In our opinion, that is. The first matchup we have is Hardcore versus Gooder. Now I'm going to take my sunglasses up at night to read these off. Hardcore, I got winning this game. I feel like he has better matchup, and the teams are really close. It's going to be a close victory for Hardcore. He's got Color against Indy. I think that's a good matchup. Rodgers can throw on anybody. Nobody scared the 49ers D after I saw what Peyton Manning did to it. I like Michael Turner against KC. He does have a question mark with AP or Gerhardt over D'Angelo Williams, which I wouldn't start him. AJ Green against the Miami Dolphins. Greg Jennings against the 49ers. Colston. He may even start Decker. I just feel like he's got an all-around good team. He has good defenses, good defensive players. He's going to win this matchup.
Well, I agree with you. I think Hardcore is going to win this matchup. More Gooder, I think you're second tier always. Come on, I don't select More Gooder very often, and this isn't going to be a time either.
More Gooder just has a little bit too much involved in that first game against Giants and Dallas with Romo, Murray, and Nix, and he's just got too many players in that game. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
I don't think it's calling for rain as of right now. We'll see how it goes. Kind of early, but I am going for Hardcore as well.
Hardcore.
Colossal Connection versus Walmart Greeters.
I'm picking Colossal Connection to win his first game of the year this week. Tom Brady against Tennessee, I love it. Big Ben against Denver, I think that's an okay matchup. But the key matchup in this game is Ray Rice against Cincinnati. Last year, Ray Rice averaged 37 points against Cincinnati in 2 games, averaged that much. So he is going to have a big game this week again. I don't really much care for Jamal Charles because I think Peyton Hillis is going to get some of that action, especially against Atlanta. Welker, I love that match. Having Welker against Tennessee, they can't guard him. Cruz averaged 20 points against Dallas last year, twice when they played him. They play him again this year. I expect him to get at least 20 points. I'm not sold on the 49ers D. Everybody thinks he's number 1 D, but I don't. I know it can be accessible to the pass. So he's got them against Green Bay. That's his only shaky part. Walmart, I don't know who you're going to start at quarterback. I know you got Matt Ryan, but you're going to either start Dalton or you're going to start Luck.
The name is Dalton.
I don't know what you're going to do there. Arian Foster's always a big asset to have. He can put you up a 40-point game. Gore I like, Julio I like, Jordy I like, but I also like Colossal Connection.
I'm going to go with Colossal Connection as well. I think they have a little more than Walmart greeters, especially the quarterback situation. So I'm going to stick with Colossal Connection. That's 2 for 2. We're the same there.
That's not good.
Make a differ here. Power and Light versus the Killer Bees.
The Killer Bees came away with the draft feeling really good. I like your team a lot. I just don't think you had the matchups this week because I don't trust Cam Newton to get 50 points and 47 points like he did against Tampa Bay last year in 2 games. That's 97 points in 2 games. He was a big asset. I think they're going to be more ready for him this year. Rivers never destroys Oakland for some reason. I don't know why. DMC never runs really great against San Diego. I think he had 1 good game against them last year based on the stats. Your receivers are pretty good. I definitely like Brandon Marshall, Macklin, and Miles Austin. If you start him, Graham's great. You have 1 great defensive player, I think, in Sean Lee. But Power and Light, I feel, with Breeze and Flacco and Chris Johnson and whatever other running back he starts because he's got a dilemma there. But Calvin, Wallace, and Vincent Jackson and Gates, Mayo, better defensive team with Mayo and Cushing. Houston against Miami is his defensive team. Miami can't run. They can't throw. I'm going with upset just this week, though, Power and Light.
I'm going to stick with Power and Light as well. That's 3 for 3. We're on the same page here. Looks like we're looking at this quite a bit the same.
Yep.
What you talking about, Hillis versus Oklahoma?
A lot of people left the draft thinking Oklahoma didn't have such a great draft. I thought he had an okay draft. He did take up kickers too early in the draft. We forgot to mention that earlier. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma for the win this week. I think Manning and Schaub is a good quarterback combination. Although Hillis does have Stafford and Vick. Where Hillis is going to get beat at is his running backs are Sean Green, Peyton Hillis, Ingram, Martin, and Richardson.
Wow, when did he take a running back in the draft?
I don't know when he took
15?
a running back, but that's where he's going to get beat at. I think he's got Charles has a better, Oklahoma has a better tight end, better receivers or comparable receivers, and the Giants' defense never gets strong till the end of the season, and that's who what you're talking about Hillis has to start this week. I think Oklahoma wins by a smaller margin, but he'll win.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be close as well. I am going with Oklahoma as well. So, our side bet here is going to be it's going to go on only a couple games. But I'm going with Oklahoma. I think he's going to start the season off strong, but we'll see how he finishes.
Speaking of the side bet between the commissioners, we're all going to run our normal $20 each week, and of course, the crown, ba-bang. But we would like your ideas on what you would like to see the commissioners bet on, what you'd like to see us do, whether it be push-ups, set-ups, something like that, or money, more money. You want to see us do things we ain't supposed to be doing, get naked on the air or whatever. I don't know about all that, but sounded good. But please post on to the message board what you would like the commissioners, see the commissioners bet be.
We're all up for suggestions. Come on, folks.
And it can be different each week, too. It can be different each week.
6165 Show versus Team Justice.
Contrary to what 6165 Show manager Miglick's partner thinks, we don't just pick against them because of who Miglick is. I'm going to pick the 6165 Show because of what their team says. That's how I make my picks. Rodgers and Vick I like. DMC I like, but like I said, he don't never have a good game against San Diego, a great game. Steven Jackson, who knows, but he will get MJD back. I like A.J. Green. I like Macklin. I don't know about Brandon Lloyd. That's questionable. But where the problem lies, I think, is for Justice, is Marshawn Lynch is a big player on his team, and he only averaged 10 points last year against Arizona in 2 games. That's not good. Arizona's defense has gotten better. And I love the trade we made. Obviously, it helped my team. I don't know if he thinks it helps his team. Great. Obviously, did he pull the trade? But Graham's big for him. I'm going with 6165 Show. I think he's got his defensive players good. I like the Ravens' defense. I like his whole total team.
Well, I do like his total team from top to bottom. I think his quarterbacks are good. And I'm going with 6165 Show as well. I think it's one of the better drafts they've ever had. I don't know how they got it all figured out because usually they have problems during the draft. But it seemed like they were pretty fluid and communicated well with one another. And I think it's going to work out for him on week 1.
What I think happened was he knew he was in the draft with me, so he knew he had to step his damn game up because I wasn't going to mess around. So that's what happened. 6165 Show. Good job, though.
Next one. All our picks are the same. I think we might differ on this one. I don't know your pick, but I'm going to assume. HLR versus Pain Incorporated.
Well, I cannot pick against myself. Although this is a danger week, I have 2 danger matchups coming up because on the site they both are projected to beat me. But I'm going to go with me. Always been on the black. I got Breeze Manning, Gore and Turner against KC with the addition to Colston to go with Andre Johnson and Roddy White. Tony Gonzalez is a drop-off from Graham after the trade I made today, but I feel comfortable with my team. I think I can score around 200 this week. The sad thing about it is Payne Inc.'s projected to get about 210 on me this week with Eli Schaub, the killer Ray Rice against the great matchup. Jordy Nelson, Knicks, and Antonio Brown is a good matchup. Aaron Hernandez is getting a lot of action in the preseason, maybe taken away from Gronkowski. That's one thing I'm kind of worried about. So I'm going to go with me, although I could get beat this week.
Yeah, I think this is going to be our first matchup that's different. I'm going to go with Payne Inc. I'm a little worried about Eli Wednesday with the weather. We'll see how that plays out. If it does rain and a little windy, it may possibly be, bad passing day for Eli. But if he has a good game, it may set Payne Inc. up for the win. We'll find out. But I'm going with Payne Inc. on this one. I think the HLR team's going to start out a little slow and have a strong finish to make that playoff push.
I hope that happens, because if I start off slow, I usually don't do good.
Well, next matchup is Shawshankers versus the Tuna Daubers.
The Shawshankers get a win, big win this week against it's going to be very close in my opinion. I like Brady. Of course, he can throw on anybody, get stats on anybody. Color versus Indy is a good matchup differential, so I think Color and Brandon Marshall are going to hook back up. The problem is he's got Brandon Marshall. So if Color can throw touchdowns to everybody else, he won't get offset by Brandon Marshall. I like Benson against the 49ers. To me, that's the best start, because I think the Green Bay is going to spread the field and then try to run up the middle on San Francisco's suspect D. I like Cruz. I like Julio Jones. Miles Austin, I don't know if he's going to start him or not. He's been trying to trade him, but he's got Gronkowski. He's got good matchups. Although Rivers, the question is, what's RG3 going to do for you, Kyle? And Arian Foster, you know what you're going to get with him. I love your receivers, Fitz, Calvin, and Brandon Marshall. Question is, what in the hell are you going to get out of your second quarterback?
Yeah, my second quarterback, it seems every single year, is my biggest question. But, it worked out well for me last year. I think it's going to work out well for me this year. I'm going with the Tuna Daubers. But bam, Shawshankers is going down. They tried to make a trade with me to weaken my team last week.
Ooh.
I wasn't interested. You got to come better now. You got to come offer me something that's going to help the team, a position on my team that I'm hurting at. Not that I'm already the strongest at. I don't want 2 receivers for 1 wide receiver. I need help other places. Don't come with that weak shit again.
You got 3 quarterbacks. Hey, you need one.
Next matchup. Now we've gone two different ones.
Yep.
See if we'll get back on track. Lethal Weapons versus LeVar's Legends.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get on track, because I'm predicting a thorough ass whooping for the newbies, Lethal Weapons. I think LeVar's Legends is going to get this game and win this game by 40 points or more. Stafford, Big Ben, LaShawn McCoy, and Forte. Forte going against Indy. I love his receivers, Greg Jennings and Steve Smith. He can also throw Mike Wallace in there. Hell, he can throw Stevie Johnson in there. He's got some options. And so Vernon Davis, he's got good defensive players. The 49ers defense I'm not in love with. The problem I see with Lethal Weapons is Cam, and that's about all he's got, because he's only got Fitzpatrick, Bradford, and Matt Castle. So I just don't know about his quarterback situation. I like his receivers with Welker and Decker and Bo. I don't like his defensive teams, but his players are okay. I'm going with LeVar Legends by 40.
40 points. Wow, this
40
dude
points
maybe
in week
get
1.
Introduced to the league with a thorough ass whooping.
40 points by week 1, in my opinion.
We'll see. I'm also going to go with LeVar's Legends. I thought they had a good draft, and I think this is going to start a good season for them where they could make a playoff push, may make it in the playoffs, and I think it's going to start week 1 with a record of 1-0. So I think they're going to beat the Lethal Weapons as well. All right. Do you believe in magic?
Well, this is the $50 game for me, because I'm going to beat Bohica. I'm not going to even break it down. I'm just going to win, period.
Bohica. Yeah, Bohica. I think you're going to get your ass whipped as well. I'm going with Do You Believe in Magic? I think he's going to get this. I think the Do You Believe in Magic team has a strong team. I think they're going to win their division. Strong playoff push. So I think it's going to start here, week 1. They're just going to start this steamrolling early and steamroll over Bohica's fat ass.
The problem with Bohica is he's only got Schaub and Castle and Andrew Luck. I don't know who's going to start his second quarterback. The rest of his team looks all right. I don't trust Jamal Charles, but good luck this week, Bohica. I'm coming for you.
The $50 game.
The $50.
Hey, at least Bohica didn't trade his draft.
At least he didn't trade Tony Romo before the draft started this year and put his team in a hole. But
yeah. He's not coming out of a hole, but I think he's going to dig himself into one. Foz versus the Crushers.
Well, I talked to the Crushers before the season started. He said he's dedicated. He wants to win this year. But I don't see it in him. He's late to the draft. He ain't been on the site studying. He ain't made no pickups. Dude, you got to get in the league. Foz, newbie, going to whoop that ass this week. You got Tom Brady. You got Cutler, Chris Johnson. I don't know what you're going to do at second running back. That's where your weak spot is. You better look for another running back. A.J. Green, Roddy White, and company. Good linebackers. Your defense is questionable, but I pick you for the win this week. Crushers, show up, draft. You got to stay active after that.
Yeah, the Crushers, how long have they been in this league? Since its inception. And they're going to get destroyed by a newbie. I'm going with Foz. I think Foz is going to win this matchup too. The Crushers, I'm not even sure you'll get on the site by the time Wednesday comes to put your lineup in.
Hopefully you put it in after the draft.
Maybe he did. Maybe that's probably why he won't be back on the site. Next matchup, another newbie, Notre Dame Nation versus Blood, Sweat, and Beers.
I am going, even though I gave Notre Dame Nation a lot of credit in the beginning of this podcast, I'm going with Blood, Sweat, and Beers. I think Cam, Big Ben, McCoy, and Benson look really well versus Breeze and Phillips, Breeze and Phillip Rivers. DMC's okay. Murray is okay. But where I think that the clear winner is for Blood, Sweat, and Tears is he's got a good defensive matchup, he's got better defensive players, and he's going to coach well. He's not going to second guess. I'm going to go with Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He's going to make up from that 2-13, 2-11 finish he had last year.
Blood, Sweat, and Beers. You know, when you open your mouth, it seems like it always comes back to bite you in the ass. I started it off. It got proven at the draft when you were talking about Notre Dame Nation, blah, 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 and through the draft, and who ended up being the one, blah, 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 not having their pick ready? Blood, Sweat, and Queers. I'm going with Notre Dame Nation. This is a Toyota matchup. A lot of shit talking's on the line here. We work with both of these guys, and we hear it. A lot of shit talking leading up to it. And if Notre Dame Nation wins it, it's going to be a lot of shit talking afterwards.
Although it's been very quiet between them two. I fear they went and talked some trash last week, but they didn't. I think they're both kind of nervous about who's going to win this matchup. We'll see. I think Notre Dame Nation has a great team. He could win this game. I'm not picking him against him because he's a newbie. I'm picking him against him because I think Chad is going to just pull this out. He's got better skill players, I think. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. It depends a lot on what Cam does. If Cam has a 30, 40-point game, that's going to be the difference. If Cam only shows up with 20, he's going to get beat.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going Notre Dame Nation. We're going Blood, Sweat, and Beers. So that's another matchup we got separate. Okay. We've only got a few, but that's one of them. We got one more matchup here. Balls Out versus Fear Fits.
Well, I'm going to have to run with Fear Fits this week. I was thinking about picking Balls Out. Fear Fits, I like Romo. I like Rice. I don't know if you're going to start Andy Dalton. Ray Rice is a big key this week. If you didn't have Ray Rice, I wouldn't even come close to picking you. But I think he can get 30 points this week. I like Marshawn Lynch. Although he does struggle, like I said earlier, against Arizona, your receivers are okay. In my opinion, Balls Out, Manning and Stafford, that's what you better watch out for. If those guys put up 80 points on you, you're going to be in trouble and you're going to lose this week. But he's got Steven Jackson, Willis McGahee, Andre Johnson, Stevie Johnson, and Wallace. So he's solid there. The question is the intangibles, the kickers, the defensive players. You guys are about equal. I'm picking Fear Fits. Just by a couple points, though.
Yeah, I'm picking Fear Fits, too. In a squeaker, now this could be make or break for Fear Fits. May see another Hawaii 5-0 situation, starting out 5-0 where he shit talks. I think he can get a win this week. And if he can roll this and parlay it into a playoff spot, I think he may be able to squeak into a wild card. If he loses this week, it may be the start of a downhill slide for him, and he may never see the playoffs in this league ever again.
He's never seen it before, so.
Well, I never see it at all, that's for sure. All right, so that's our weekly matchups. Again, we got $20 on it and the crown. We're looking for suggestions for other things. We'll see what happens. We'll see the stuff you give us. We'll pick one we like, and like he said, it can get changed weekly, so you can keep coming with those suggestions, and you can contact us multiple ways. You guys know how to do that.
That's right.
We do need to talk about team names and logos. We had a switch. 6165 shows back. The balls in your mouth, or I don't know, whatever they like to do.
Balls so hard,
yeah,
soft,
whatever. They changed that. They're at the 6165 show again. All other teams and logos are locked now. So there's 24 teams in this league, guys. If something gets changed after this, it's too confusing on trying to figure out who was who and who changed their name. So it's all locked for the season now. We also have games Wednesday. Lineups.
Make sure you set your lineups for the players that play in your games on Wednesday, and then you'll be able to set your lineup for the Sunday games after those games are over. Make sure you set your backup players. The backup players are a big key. If you have somebody that's questionable and may not play because of injury, set your backup list. We'll swap them in after the game is over. But that's only for injuries and not suspensions or not anything that where you know coach's decision. It's solely for injury only.
Yeah, and they cannot play at all in the game.
Right, they can't even, and we'll do our research to see if they even played a snap. If they played a snap, you don't get them.
You do not get them. So your backup players are only for somebody that does not play in the game at all.
Right.
Do you want to be on the podcast?
If you want to be on the podcast, just let us know, either via text, via email. You know how to get a hold of us, Twitter. If you want to be on a podcast, you can send us an email. We'll read it online. You can give us a call and tell us you want us to call you. We'll call you. Just let us know. Or you can post a message to the message board. We'll do that too.
Whatever you like to do. You can come in studio. You can come via phone. Whatever you like to do. Multiple ways. We had a couple guests last year. And don't be pussies, guys. If you hear your phone ringing and it may be podcast time, don't be a Chad Spain. Answer the fucking phone. Come
Yeah,
on.
Don't be scared to get on here and call your shot. You know, this is a fun league. I know it's competitive. I know it's for big money, but still, we want to have fun with it. So the way our podcasts don't become boring is your interaction in the podcast.
That's right. Don't just watch it. Participate in it.
That's right.
Again, like you said, follow us on Twitter. He's at HLR Baller. I'm at Morph_5. Follow us. You know, we talk, especially once this thing starts going week to week. Be a lot of entertaining stuff.
Yep,
Some of
that's
you
right.
are on Twitter as well. There's a league spot on the league page about people in the league's Twitter posts. Look at it, follow it, get involved. Never know.
Twitter. We're plugging the Twitter.
Week 1 podcast.
It's all completed.
It's over. Week 1 will start. Are you going to make the playoffs? Are you going to be a high roller?
Are you ready to deal? That's the bigger question.
Are you ready to deal?
Let's do it.
Ba-bam!
Get it started.